Hey, what's up, fish family? This is Carlos with Twins Reef, and today I'm bringing you guys an update on the Wives Red Sea Reefer 170. For those that are new to my channel, welcome to Twins Reef. So this is my Wife's Red Sea Reefer 170. It was actually set up the same time as my Red Sea Max E170. But all the corals that she has and the rocks and everything basically comes from my previous Innovative Marine setup. When I got my Red Sea Max E170, I told my wife I was going to do everything new with the rocks, with corals, and everything, equipment wise, everything. So I told her she could keep my rocks, she could keep my corals and everything, because she said she wanted to be a part of this hobby with me. So I gave her all this stuff, and to be honest, now her tank actually looks pretty nice, or I could be honest, it looks better than mine. So yeah, so let's begin and give you guys a quick update of all her corals. She actually just recently won this flipper product. It actually helps you to zoom on the corals to take nice pictures or videos. So this is what we're going to do for this video. She is more active in Instagram. If you guys want to follow her at Be Always Salty. She always enters these giveaways. To be honest, I don't. I don't have time for them. And I'm not that good at Instagram, but she is. And I think this is the first time she won a product, so that's pretty cool. This product is actually worth like 60 bucks on Amazon. So this is the second time she won a product. The second product she actually won was that mushroom cup thing right there. Now that I remembered, I think it has 3, but she's only keeping 1. And I forgot the other ones are probably in a garage somewhere. So for this video, I'm going to be using this product that she won, this flipper product. To be honest, I don't even know the proper name of it, but we're going to give it a use, and we'll give you guys a quick update of all her corals. All right, so let's start on the right side. So right here, she has a colony of soas going. She has the scrambled eggs, she has the blondies, she has the Gatorades, and the incinerators in the bag. Let's see if I could give you guys a little more view of them. No, I can't. But one thing that has been going on, a difference between me and her, I like to move everything around. I just can't help myself. But I always have to keep my hands inside the tank, which is something bad. She doesn't. She just lets things grow. And this is a product of it. Her soas are actually growing on the rock. So that looks pretty awesome. I told her when I seen them grow that crazy, because in person they're actually grown a lot. They almost cover around 50% of that rock. And I told her, why don't you let me frag your soas? She got mad. She's like, no, I'm not like you. Here I guess she just wants to have this whole top rock covered of soas, and so far it is working for her. And underneath the soas here we have some torches. This torch here, I think it is called a green fade torch. I'm not sure if it's Indo or Australian, but torches are torches, and they're always really beautiful. As you guys know, Euphilia are my favorite corals. To the right of that green fade torch, we have a Indo gold torch, as you guys can see. Actually, when I purchased this and I gave this one to her, I had purchased 2. Of course, every time I make a big purchase, I need to get her something. That way she doesn't get upset with me. So I had bought 2 Indo torches. I kept the smaller one. It had more color than this one, longer tentacles, but it actually died. Some reason I always get bad luck in my tanks, and my corals sometimes don't make it, but hers is in her tank and is doing happy. In person you could actually see the gold. I don't know if the camera's actually going to be able to pick up that gold and that torch, but it's beautiful. It's a Indo gold torch. Australian torches, in my opinion, are a little bit more beautiful, and the name actually fits them because they're actually gold. This one's like has 3 different colors, kind of like purple, gold stripes, and green tips. And underneath the rock of torches, she has some wild caught Deadpool babies, which they actually came from my Deadpool, and it's really hard to actually give a closer look to them since they're more in the back. And also underneath the rock of torches, we could find these red discosoma mushrooms. She used to have a big mushroom here, and I guess it was the mama of these three little mushrooms. But somehow she actually detached herself, and we haven't seen her since. It's been about like 3 weeks, and she left these three babies. But these mushrooms are one of my wife's favorite corals. And here is one of her new additions. This is actually, we bought it as a, I think, Green Reaper torch. To be honest, guys, people just give corals fancy names to sell them high price, but regardless, torches are beautiful. I don't know if it's Indo or Australian. If you guys know, let me know in the comments down below. And right here we have a green tip torch. I don't know again if it's Australian or Indo, but this is actually one of the lowest cost torches I had bought for her. I actually bought a multiple pack of these type of torches, and I decided to place one in my tank and one in hers, and they are doing wonderful. And to the right of it, we have another type of torch, green tentacles, and it looks like sort of like some pink or white tips. But regardless, torches are always beautiful. Since we're in the bottom, let's go with this sweet tooth zoanthid. Beautiful zoanthid. I remember this being mine. I don't know why it's in her tank, but now she doesn't let me remove it. But regardless, it's a nice zoa, and hopefully it covers that disc. They'll be pretty dope. To the right of it, we actually have a hammer. This hammer was bought from a local hobbyist. He just sold it as a hammer, but it looks pretty cool. Look how are the tips of it. Kind of look like a splatter toxic type of hammer. Looks beautiful. Or hey, this might be a, what are those called? Frammers? On top of that hammer, it's actually my wife's favorite. It's the hairy mushrooms. They have grown so much. I think there are like 4 in that rock, but they actually have some friends next to them, that hairy algae. Here we have a super freak, and underneath it, it is a baby sun-kissed bounce mushroom. That bounce mushroom is mine. The only reason it's in her tank is because one time I told her, hey, can you clean my tank and you can have my sun-kiss, but she didn't know that. I had my fingers crossed. And here we have a Ganipora. For those that have been following me for a while, you guys know that every coral she has was actually a duplicate from the original corals I had. I actually fragged my Ganipora and I gave her the smallest piece. And for those that are new, a while back I had a heater gone wrong and it overcooked my tank and actually killed all my corals. $500 plus worth of corals that died, sadly, but luckily she kept some of the extras that I had fracked up, and here is one result of it. This Ganipora, beautiful Gani. I wish I had one. I like Ganiporas. There's a long tentacle, beautiful flower pot. And just above the Ganipora, we have some Superman mushrooms, which I traded to a local hobbyist, the one who actually traded the anemones to me. I think I traded some zoanthids for the Superman mushroom, and it has already gave those babies right there in that small frag plug. And just above that Superman mushroom, we have some Bam Bam zoanthids, which to be honest, they're not doing so good, but hey, they are still there. And just above that Bam Bam zoanthids, we have some GSP. There was actually a disc of GSP on top of that rock, but we sold it, and when we pulled it off, I guess some GSP was already attached to the rock, but hey, we'll just leave it there since my wife likes GSP regardless. And above those GSPs, we have some rock flower anemones. The one to the left was actually mine, and the one to the right was my wife. But when we bought it from our local vendor, he said, hey, if you place those 2 rock flowers anemones in your tank the first week you get them, they usually drop babies. But we haven't seen any babies since. But hey, I tried to get my rock flower back, but to be honest, it is impossible. It's really attached to the rock, but hey, she could keep it. And then in the same rock, we have more zoanthids. We have the Armor of Gods, and underneath there, we have the Rostas. And to the left, I do not know the name of that zoanthid, but it is beautiful. Here we have a trumpet coral. I remember our first time owning this trumpet coral. I got it from my wife. Sweet deal. I got it for $5. To be honest, she didn't like it. I got two types of trumpet corals. There was a darker one and then this one. But now since it's grown and it looks fluffy and beautiful in her tank, I'm pretty sure she likes it. And here we have more zoanthids. I think this is actually called a I forgot the name. Hornet zoanthid. Beautiful zoanthid. And yeah. And here we have another frog spawn. Like I told you guys, I always frag corals. When I get a big colony or a big frag, I always frag it for her so she could keep the duplicate. That way we are secured that if something goes wrong in my tank, she has the other coral in hers. And the one that was in my tank did bad. It started stripping. I was able to recover it, but it wasn't doing so well, so I just rehomed it to a local hobbyist. But here in her tank, I think this one has like 2 to 3 heads. It is beautiful, fluffy, and what a beautiful frog spawn. Above the frog spawn, we have another hammer, and again, same situation. When I buy corals, I always get some for her. That way she won't get mad. And this is actually one that I had bought, 2 of the same kind. But when I had that accident with the heater going bad and cleaning my corals, the one that was in my tank died. But I am thankful that she kept the duplicate. And thank you so far to this flipper product, to the person that actually did the giveaway, and my wife winning, because it's actually been really helpful for this video. So now let's focus on the fish. Here is her maroon clownfish. This is a mix of a gold nugget with a lightning maroon. I actually picked this one for her. I really like the patterns and the little O-rings on its skin. What a beautiful fish it is. Here's a baby yellow tang. I bought this for her since she was having issues with green algae and a lot of different algae. So this baby yellow tang has been working. I mean, it's not doing a super good job, but hey, it's better than just letting the algae grow. But again, she wanted a yellow tang, and there it is. Besides that clownfish and the yellow tang, she does have 2 other fishes. She has the Royal Garama, and she has a 6-line wrasse, so that makes it 4. And one fish which I forgot, she actually has she has 6. Look, she has this yellowtail blenny, which is always in this rock, and its head is always just sticking out. She calls it the noisy neighbor or something like that, because it only comes out to like a nosy neighbor. It's always sticking its head out to see what's going on in the neighborhood. And here she has a Watchman goby. I have bought it as a yellow Watchman, but then she said that supposedly this is a blue spotted goby. Or she said it is a yellow Watchman goby, but she says it's a female. That females don't get the yellow. And again, guys, I want to thank you guys for taking your time and actually watching this video. Before we end the video, I just want to show you guys her simple setup. So this is a Red Sea Reefer 170, and it has a stock sump. She only has rabble, or whatever you want to call them, some rocks. She has matrix. She has just those filter flaws. She has a black sponge that came with the tank heater, and that's pretty much it. She doesn't have nothing fancy. She don't even have an ATO. She doesn't have no skimmer. She doesn't have no refugium. Nothing fancy, guys. It's a simple tank. We do maintenance once a week. Before it was twice a week, and we never had problems. But then we decided to actually do once a week. But hey, you don't need to have a fancy system to keep a nice reef tank. Just look at this one. What a beauty. Again, guys, thank you guys for watching, and for those that are new, thank you. And those who actually are new in this hobby, be patient, do your research. And if you guys need any advice, I'm not a professional, but you guys are always welcome to message me or leave a comment down below. And hey, I learned from experience, so You guys don't have to go through those bad experiences. I could give you guys my advice. Again, thank you guys for watching. This is Carlos with Twins Reef, and I'm out.